Hello everyone and welcome to Placement Pathshala. I hope you all are doing good. So in this video we are going to study working of arrays, slices and maps in Golang. So we'll be looking at the example how arrays are defined and how it is used. Similarly slices and maps. So now let's look into the code. So first we'll use var keyword and name the variable, let's say numbers, and then data type of this variable. This will be of type, let's say integer, and just before this you have to define bracket, and this bracket indicates this is an array, and also you have to mention the size of the array, let's say 5 is the size of array. So size of the array you have to define it. So this is the declaration of array. Now we can print it. So first print it. Now run the code and see the output. You can see an empty array with all the value as initialized as 0. So there are 5 numbers. All values are initialized as 0. So if you do not initialize any value in the array, by default its value will be 0. And this is 0 based indexing. So indexing start from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So size of the array is 5. But indexing is starting from 0. So first element will be at index 0, second will be at 1, third will be at 2, fourth will be at index 3rd, and fifth element will be at the index 4. So this is very important. Now let's initialize the value. Now what we will do, we will add numbers at 0 index. We will add, let's say 10, and at index 1, let's say add 20, and now run the code and see the output. Index 0, 10, and index 1, 20, and at the remaining index it's 0. So you have to mention the index and then assign the value. So you can also initialize the value inside the array here itself like this, and inside this curly braces just add the values 50. And now let's remove this. So this is another way, simple and short. So here itself you can assign the values of the array. And if you want to override, then what you can do, numbers, let's say at index 0 you want to add 5, then you can, so at index 0 you can override the value. So at numbers in the numbers array at the index 0 you can add 5. And now if you look at the output, you can see here 5, 20, 30, 40, 50. So value got changed. So this is the way. Now what else you can do? Now there is another way. In the print statement here itself you can add the index, let's say at index second. So if you want to print the element at index second, then you can mention it in the print statement and see the output here 30 at index second, 0 index, first index and second index. Here you can see the value got printed. So you can also loop into this array and print each of the statement using for loop, using for loop. So for I equals to 0 to I less than 5, and I plus plus we will increment the value, and then fmt dot println nums, and this is the I is the index. So what it will do, so what this code will do, this will iterate over this entire 5 elements. So I will be initially 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it will print these values. So now let's run the code and see the output. See 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 got printed. So what this loop is doing, so instead of printing one by one, you can simply loop over it and then return all the elements of the array. So instead of 5 you can also use length function, len, and name of the variable. So it will automatically detect the length of the variable numbers. Now if you run the code, you can see the same output. So this is one of the way to print the values from the array. Now there is another way what you can do. You can also use slice. So let's say fmt dot println, and here in nums array you can select the range of values which you want to return. So from 0 to, let's say, second. So like this you can provide. So it will print all the values starting from index 0 till second. So this is not included. So this at the end index is excluded. So this is very important, you must be aware. So from 0 till second, 0, 1, 2, only these 3 elements will be printed, and this third will be ignored. So the last index will be not printed. Here you can see 10, 20 and 30 got printed. 0th index, first index and second index got printed. So this is another way to iterate over the elements of the array. There is another way to iterate using range. So instead of using this for loop, you can use range. So now we will print the elements using range. So range is similar to for loop. What we will have? So what we will do for, let's say, index, comma, and value. So we will have two variables, index and value, and we will use keyword range and name of the variable numbers. And here we can print index and its value. So this is the another way using range method. So we have to use range and name of the variable which we want to iterate. So here if we run the code and see the output, it will return index and its values. So at index 0, element is 10. At index 1, element is 20. Similarly, at index 4, element is 50. So this is the another way to iterate over the arrays. So we have seen several ways to how to iterate over the array. So this is the basic example of array, how we have to declare it, how we can manipulate it, and how we can print the values of array, and how we can iterate over the array. So this was the basic working of arrays in Golang. Now coming to slices. So slices is very much similar to array. So what is the difference? The main difference between array and slices is size. So in array, we have seen that we have to mention the size. Size of the array is fixed. But in slices, size is not fixed. So here, if you just remove this size, then it becomes slice. Now this is slice. So this is the only difference between array and slice. See here, these are the values. If you do not mention the size of the array, then this is considered as slice. Now how to iterate the elements of slice? So in earlier, what we were doing, if we want to override the value of the array, we used to do numbers at index, let's say 0, we want to make it as 5. So this is the way you can override similar to array. So now let's take another example. Let's say I have a variable fruits of type slice. So fruits, we will use a smaller way to declare the variable fruits, and this is slice of type string. So this is way to declare slice. And now what I can do, so if you want to add the values into slice, so if I do like this, fruits at index 0, add apple. So earlier what we used to do, we can add the values using the index. Now if I print this, see, code got crashed. So this is not the correct. So in array, we can assign the value of the array using the index here. But in slice, we can't do this. It will crash the codes and we will get error. So how we can assign the value of the slice? We have to use append. So fruits, here you can see, this is the suggestion. Fruits is equals to append fruit and the name of the variable fruits and the value. Let's say I want to append value apple, and if you see output now you can see the value apple got printed, and here only one value is there is no default values in the slice. So in array, if you have mentioned the size, by default there will be values, but in slice there will be no default values. If you assign any value, then it will be there, otherwise it will be empty. So let's say here, if you comment this line and print it, so it's an empty slice. So you can see it's empty, there is no default value. And if you assign the size here, how you used to do for the array, and now if you print, now you see the difference. See, 5 spaces are left. These are the empty spaces for 5 elements in the array. And if you do not mention the fixed size, then it becomes slice, and there will be no values, no default values assigned to the slice. So this is the one of the difference. And also the way we append the values into the slice is different than the array. Now you can assign the value here itself also, apple. So here itself you can assign the value and you can print and see the output. Apple, banana, orange, grapes got printed. So this is the very important. So you must be knowing the difference between array and slice. So slice don't have any fixed size, and the way to add the values into the slice is using append. So we will be using the variable name, append, name of the variable, and value which you want to append inside this slice. And remaining things are similar to array. If you want to print slice of element, like you can mention the index 1 and colon, so it will print all the elements starting from the index 1 to end. So if you run the code and see the output, so all the value got printed starting from index 1. So this is the element at index 1. So from here till the end of the index, all elements got printed. And similarly, in this also you can use range, how we were using earlier, for index, comma, value, print. So now we'll use printf. So let me show the difference between println and printf. So in printf we have to mention like this. Let's say index equals to modulo v. So it will take the value of this and now comma. So this is how you can use printf. In the printf you can print the string and its value. So now see the output. Here you can see index equals to 0 and value is apple. Similarly index 1 value is banana. So here you can put slash n, so it will return in the new line. To be more clear, you can add slash n. Now you can see index 0 value is apple, index 1 value is banana, at index 4 value is apple. So we have appended this value. So now let's say comment this out and then see. So you can see all the indexes and its value. So this is the way we use printf. So I hope you have understood the use of printf also. So this was the simple working of arrays and slices in Golang. So you must be knowing it very well. So now try to solve few more examples by yourself. So now we will look at working of maps in Golang. So map has key and value pair. So map is like dictionary. So in Python you might have seen key and value pair will be stored in the dictionary. Similarly in map we will have key and corresponding to that key we will have value. So that is the difference between map and array and slices. So in array and slices we have only values stored in the data structures, whereas in map we have key as well as corresponding to that key what is the value assigned in the map. So now let's understand with the help of example. So first we will create a variable, let's say grades, and it will be of type map, and we have key type and value type. So key data type will be, let's say, string, and value data type is, let's say, float. We can take float 32 or 64, anything, and curly braces. So this is the declaration of maps in Golang. So how to define map in Golang? So we will use the variable name, map keyword, and data type of the key and data type of the value. So key will be in the square bracket, and then data type of the value which will be storing in the map and ends with curly braces. So this is the simple declaration of map. Now this is the empty map. So now run the code and see the output. Here you can see an empty map is declared. So now we have to assign the value inside this map. So one way is here itself you can assign the key and its value. Let's say here subject is math and then colon and its value, let's say 80.8. So this is the way to assign value inside the map. So we will have key, here key is a string and value is float and separated by colon. So this is important, we have to separate key and value with the colon. Now let's run the code and see the output. You can see here map, here math and its value is present inside this map. So if you want to print value inside the map, then what you can use? You can use here grades and mention the key. Your key is math, it should match with the same key you have to use here. So now if you see the output, now we'll get the value 80.8. So this is the way how we will be assigning values inside the map and how to retrieve the value, how to iterate over the values of the map. So if you mention variable name and inside the bracket just get the key, then it will print the value. So similar to array, so in earlier array we have to mention the index and it will print the value at that index. Similarly here we have to mention the key and it will print the value corresponding to that key in the map. So now if you want to add more values to this map, you can add it like this also. Grades, similar to array, here we have to mention the key. So let's say key is subject English and its value is, let's say, 88.9, and if you want to print the value you have to simply mention the key here. You can see the value 88.9, and if you want to print entire map, you can see here English 88.9, maths 80.9. So it will store the key and value. So this is the other way to assign value inside the map. So now there is another important function in Golang that is called make. Make is used to create the slices or maps. So what we will do, we'll use make here to create the map. Make keyword to create the map. So let's say another variable is ages, and here you can use make, and inside the bracket you can mention the map and data type of the key string. So here we will be storing name of the person and its age. So name of the person will be of data type string and age will be of type int. So this is the another way to create map. And now if you see, now I can print map edges. Now you can see this map, empty map got printed. So this is the way to create map in Golang using make. Now you can assign the value inside this map. Let's say edges, name let's say Bob. So Bob age is 25. Now you can see here this map got created, key is Bob and value is 25. So using range, how we have seen for array and slices, in the same way you can use for map also. So for let's say key comma value range, using printf we can print key and its value. This modulo is used for getting the values from the variable. So key and so now let's run the code and see the output. You can see here key is math and value is 80. Similarly, let's say comment these two so that you can get clear output. You can see here key is math and its value is 80.8. So this is the way to print the values of the map. So you can use two variable key and value, and using range you can print the key and its value. Suppose if you want to omit this key, then instead of this you can simply put underscore also, and then you don't have to use key here, only value. If you want to print only value, then this is the way you can print the value 80.8. So instead of variable name you can simply put underscore also. So underscore also will be considered as a variable, so you don't have to return that value here key, and if you don't print then it will give an error like declared and not used. So instead of this you can simply use underscore also. So this is the basic working of map in Golang. So I hope you have understood array, slices and map. And similar to make in map, we can use make keyword to create the slice also. So here in these examples, let's say, so in this example, instead of creating this slice like this, you can use make and inside the bracket array. So inside this bracket, square bracket and data type of the slice string, and you have to mention the size also. This is important. Let's say this is slice of size 4. So this is the simple way how we can create slice using make keyword. And now if you want to print, you can use fmt.println fruit. Now you can see here empty slice got created of size 4. Now if you want to assign some value, you can assign fruits is equals to append fruits and its value. Here see it will be appended at the end of the slice. So this is important. This append keyword will append the value at the end of the slice. So if you see here append built-in function, so this is built-in function in Golang. So this appends element to the end of the slice. And here if you see make built-in function allocates an initialize object of slice, map or chain. So here you can see in the make and in map an empty map is allocated with enough space to hold the specific number of elements. So this is the use of make in slice and map. I hope you have understood the concepts of arrays, slices and map in Golang. If you have any doubt, you can ask me in the comment section and I will answer to it. So thank you for watching. Make sure you watch the entire video, understand the concept and try few more examples with yourself so that you can understand in better way. So thank you for watching. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to this channel and share this video with your friends who are preparing for interviews.